Welcome to the Mike is Hot with my pop
Kane is in
DJ
the building.
Thomas.
So greetings and welcome to the Mike is Hot, one of Atlanta's hottest sports podcasts in the state of Georgia. I'm your host, DJ Thomas, where we talk sports around the ATL. So tell a friend to tell a friend that the mic is hot right now. And without further ado, let me introduce you to my co-host for today's show. He's in the Hall of Fame, the one and only Coach Dawson. What's up?
All right, what's going on?
Want to make him finest, Coach Dawson. He goes in with the prediction every year with us. He knows football. He coaches football. And he's up on the game. And without further ado, sports. I keep going back. Let me stop that music, because that music is driving me crazy. Anyway, like I was saying, Coach Dawson, Coach Dawson's in the house, folks. We're going to recap this Atlanta Falcons team today. After a big win, a big close win, the Atlanta Falcons pull off a nail-biter from the Detroit Lions. Final score was Atlanta Falcons 30, the Detroit's Lions 26. And I want to remind everybody, normally we have our show, we tape it, then we put it on. And if I make any mistakes, I can go back and edit them out. But today I can't edit anything out. So what's said is out there. And if you hear the show, hey, give us a text. You can text us at the mic is hot. Let me see, I'm screwing up already. You can email us at the mic is hot at gmail.com with your comments, and we'll pull them up. If I see your comments now on the screen, I'll add some in there. Tell us what you think about the ball game. Also, you can text us at 678-900-9840. The mic is hot. One other thing, the mic is hot can be heard on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and a couple other websites out there. And just simpler, the mic is hot. TheMikeishot. And if you got a friend that listens to the show today, tell them to tune in live to the show. The fastest way I know how to get on, just go directly to the link that we're broadcasting from, is Spreaker, SPREAKER.com/ the mic is hot, and you'll hear this show live as we speak, and you can comment, text, and all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, back to the game, Coach. Coach, hey, that was a good game day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was great.
I tell you what, man.
As long as the Falcons win, I'm satisfied.
Hey, man, we all satisfied. And I got a couple of buddies out there that, had called me before the ball game. I'm not calling any names out, but I'm going to call it like I see it. They kind of said, well, the Falcons going to win early in their predictions. Of course, they're reminding everybody that we do predictions every year. We got about 10, 20 players here, players and friends that we would do predictions every year on the season. In fact, try to figure out the 2017 season this year. What games the Falcons, not only what I got to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Not only what their season prediction will be, but sometimes we'll go through each game and pick it game by game to make it more fun and just to see who can be more accurate on their prediction. Just for fun, no money involved. It's just something. It's a pride thing. It's about pride, and hopefully maybe down the road a little bit more, we'll start throwing some bigger prizes in to make it more interesting for everybody. But anyway, Coach, tell me a little bit. You saw the game day like I saw it, and we was all excited. The Falcon won. Give me a little bit of what you thought about those birds today.
Well, obviously the biggest thing is going to be the 3 interceptions by Matt Ryan. Unfortunately, I know one, or at least one, was a tip from the receiver, Sanu. I think that was the last one he threw. But other than that, what I was happy to see was the fact that the defense did try to dig in and get stops, and it pulled off in the end that the Falcons were able to pull it out. Like I said before, God smiled down on the Falcons.
Yes,
today.
sir. Yes, sir.
But again, a win is a win, regardless of how ugly or how beautiful it is. A W is a W.
Absolutely. And just to recap everybody a little bit on the ball game, I'll give you a little bit of statistic update. Matt Ryan, he was 24 of 35, 294 yards, 2 TDs, and 3 INT interceptions. Big for Matt Ryan. Freeman had 21 yards, had 21 carries for 106 yards. He had 1 touchdown. The longest was 18 yards. Coleman had 6 runs for 46 yards. And Matt Ryan actually took off, ran 1 himself, and he got stopped, actually in minus yards. On the receiving end, boy, Julio Jones, I didn't think he had this many yards. He had 91 yards. He caught the ball for 7 times. I wish we'd have threw the ball to him more. That's the longest was 18. Gabriel had 79 yards for 5 runs. Coleman had 43 for 3. Freeman had 32 yards for receiving. 32 for 3. And Sanu had 28 for 4. Roberts 12 for 1 for 12. And Hooper had 1 for 9. Man, I got to slow down a little bit. Folks, guys, you got to understand that I'm still excited about this ball game, and I'm kind of tripping over my words a little bit. But usually I'm on the mark, and just excited about this Falcon win. Coach, just add something to what you said a few minutes ago about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had 3 interceptions. Coach, I think one of them was tipped, and the other one was kind of thrown. But just thrown in the wrong direction. I observed Matt Ryan most of the ball game, and I want to get your opinion on this as well. I observed him most of the ball game. Matt Ryan didn't look too comfortable. Now I don't understand. I understand that Matt Stafford is his neighbor. I guess off season he lives in the same neighborhood and he knows him well. I don't know. And being out of town in Detroit, do you think that affected Matt's ability to play well today?
I'm going to be honest. I think the defense for Detroit has something to do more with that than anything else. Considering Detroit from the past and how they've done in the past, to me, the defense today for them is what really kept them in the ball game, especially when you consider a pick 6 and the other 2 interceptions as well. I think they did put pressure on Matt Ryan, pressure that it did seem as if he was very uncomfortable and not able to find a solution for, which seems to tell me as well that our offensive line still has work to do.
Our offensive line does have some work to do, and of course I think we got a couple of injuries. So I haven't heard the latest in the update on Julio. Julio left the game with an injury today, and I'm just kind of curious: is that going to be? Are we going to be missing Julio Jones? Have you heard anything on that, Coach?
No, I haven't heard anything on that. To know what exactly is the issue, but hopefully it's not anything serious where it will keep him from playing on next week.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I tell you, I'm looking across the board here. I'm just looking at some of the scores and some of the recaps going on right now. This is Sunday afternoon. You don't say what time it is since we're live. Everybody know we're on Sunday afternoon. This is 5. I really don't care what time it is, but it's Sunday afternoon. And kind of looking at our division right now, Carolina lost to New Orleans 34-13 today, and that was a good game in our division. Coach, you seeing that? Or you got any comments on that?
Surprise win for me. Like you and some of the other guys, I participate with ESPN, the Pigskin Pick'em, with just making picks for the fun of it. Some of these games today were very much surprise wins by teams that I kind of thought probably would not win. The Saints being one of them. I know we talk about Drew Brees, Sean Payton, the machine that they had there in the past, but with how things looked in the beginning of this season, I did not think that they would pull it off, but they pulled it off in a grand fashion. It seems that the defense and the offense got it together with things clicking. Now, how much I can attribute that to the breakdown of the Panthers, I'm not able to say because I did not watch that game. But a surprise win in my book for them to have won, I think, what was it, by 17, 20 points?
Let me see. Let me go back to that. I had it up a second ago. I was trying to look at something else.
I think it was
34 to 13. 34-13.
34. Okay. 34-14. So a 20-point victory. Yeah. I was surprised by that.
Okay. And I was trying to locate this on my screen here. The Tampa Bay. They played. I don't see it yet. The Tampa Bay. Here it is. Here it is.
They played the Vikings.
Yeah, Tampa Bay got wiped out by the Vikings, and that was a real surprise to me because a lot of people, myself and a lot of people, were expecting a lot from Tampa this year. James Wilson. I watched those guys in Hard Knocks, and they look really good, man. So Minnesota just took advantage of those guys, beat them 34-17. And what do you think about that, man? What do you think about Tampa coming into the season?
I expected a lot more from them, especially with how Winston performed last year. And Tampa Bay, to me, is one of those teams that you always have to, as far as Atlanta, you have to be ready for. And kind of, I was expecting more from them game-wise. So it did kind of surprise me that Minnesota beat them the way that they did. Even if it was a loss, I would have expected at least a closer score than what it was.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what's going to be a good game late on tonight, man. I'll tell you what, this is one show that I am sure stepping on myself all night long. When the Cowboys take on Arizona, it's going to be Sunday night football at 8:30. That's going to be a great game, big game we need to watch. I think that's one of the games that the Falcons are always going to watch because I think as the season progresses, it's going to really come down between the Falcons and the Cowboys. Who goes into the
Super Bowl?
Well, not necessarily going to the Super Bowl, but actually has the home field advantage as far as the playoffs concerned. And I think that's a big thing because I believe if the Falcons get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, I think it's a real good thing, just like it was last year. Fortunately, right now the Falcons is 3-0, and so the Cowboys they've lost one ball game. They're 1-1 coming into the season. Actually, I think the Falcons probably one of the only teams in the NFL that's still. Well, we got Oakland,
undefeated.
I think, undefeated. Yeah, still undefeated. But for the game today, another thing I want to say a couple things about that, man. Like I said, I just want to recap a little bit more and give you a little bit of my things that I like and I didn't like for the ball game. But I do want to say this because a lot of people listen to me and they say, well, this guy's not a Falcons fan. I am a Falcons fan. I'm probably one of the biggest Falcons fans you know. I mean, I hurt like everybody else hurt when we lost last year, but I call it like I see it. And if I think we're going to lose the game, I'm going to say we're going to lose. But today, coming to the game, I had a couple people call me and say, well, hey, look, I think your Falcons are going to lose the game today. I'm sorry to say, based on what type of quarterback Matt Stafford is. Hey, I would say I'll take my hat off to Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is one of the I ain't gonna say the best, one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL because this guy has an arm on him. He has a long arm on him. He can throw it deep downfield. He also has accuracy, and he just don't have a lot of good targets like we do. If he had the targets that we have, I think it'll be a different type of ball game. Someone's trying to call me right now, but I can't answer. They need to go online and listen to the show. Just send me a text, and I'll listen to the text, and I'll repeat from there. But what do you think about that, Coach?
I would have to agree with you. Since a lot of people know I'm a big UGA man, I loved Matt Stafford when he played at UGA. He made a lot of plays with his arm, as well as those that he could make with his feet. And today, in his NFL career, he has done that. I think for people who watched the game today, they saw the stat that they put up there that he and Ryan were tied for the most game-winning touchdowns within the fourth quarter or overtime, and they were both tied at 28 apiece. The third person was Drew Brees with 25. So as you were saying, Matt Stafford is one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. I do believe that if they do build up the offense around him, get him some other targets, and also have a much better run game,
right.
The Lions will become a dangerous team to contend with.
I'm telling you.
And also, if they keep that defense together, that'll be an added bonus as well.
And I agree with that, Coach. I agree with that tremendously because this ball game, like I said, they really they shocked me in a way. I believe that we would win the ball game, but some of the things I saw from the Lions and how their defense, they stayed continuous throughout the ball game. They put pressure on Matt Ryan, like you said before. I think that was part of the reason that Matt had the effect he did on this ball game because of the defense, the Lions' defense. But my thing is, and I've always said, last year and even coming into this year, that we just have too many targets. Most teams out there that if we can put points on the board like we did today, we'll win ball games. I mean, our defense, Dan Quinn is getting it together, and everybody knows defense win championships. But right now, as long as we putting points on the board, and if we get close, guess what? We're gonna send Matt. What's that kicker name? We're gonna send Matt Bryant in, and he's gonna get that 3 because Matt Ryan's almost perfect. He's perfect this year on kicking field goals. So it's great to have a win by the Falcons. And hey, Coach, remind me on the pick. I mean, just remind me on the pick. You picked the Falcons to win this game, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because I'm looking at some of the picks. Right, I think you text me your picks, so I don't have them in front of me. So I just want to let everybody remember that Coach Dawson picked this one, and a couple other people. I'm not gonna call anybody out, but you guys know who you are out there. So I call you up and say I can't talk today because hey, I understand you're a little sore, but we all call ourselves Falcons fans. I just want to remind everybody as well that one thing about our show, what makes us different than most people, everybody has an opinion, and we believe that everybody that nobody's opinion is necessarily right or wrong, but you should be heard. You should be heard, and if you think that the Falcons are going to win, then hey, say so, and call like you see it. And all of us are, I'm not going to say actually experts, but then we are fans, and some of us has been in the field a while and has watched the game, and most people think they know whether the team's going to win or lose. So I think that if you think they're going to win or lose, hey, look, give us a call, send me a text or email me again. Let me know. I'll give you again the phone number. The text number is 678-900. 678-900-9840. Text me. I will reply back to your text while we on the air live, as long as we on the air. Or you can email me at themicishot@gmail.com, and we'll go over your comments. And next time we have a show, or next time we recapping the ball game, we can actually come back and give you guys might give you a chance to talk live on the show. Okay, no doubt. But Coach, after the ball game, it was the end of the ball game. What do you think about that last play? What do you think about the last play of the ball game? A lot of people said, I'm sure the Detroit Lions fans felt like that should have been a touchdown. The ball, let me recap everybody on what happened there. The Lions had a catch to Tate on the goal line, and the officials overruled and said that his knee went down and he was touched short of the goal line. And of course, the rule in the NFL, if it's replayed, is Coach, you're gonna have to probably explain this a little bit better than I can, but to the somewhat effect that I think a lot of people are confused by that. If the play is down at the 1 yard line, then necessarily there's a running play. The clock would have continued running. But if you stop the play and you stop the action, they call for them to review it, then they have to do a 10-second runoff. Did I explain that? Exactly. Coach, can you recap that a little bit better for me, because I know I kind of chopped it up and maybe confused people more than they should have. Can you
Well, you explained it correctly. In that situation, being that the play was reviewed, being that it was looked at and over, there is a 10-second runoff that takes place, being that there was 8 seconds left in the game due to the reviewing of that play. It was a 10-second runoff, therefore the Falcons won. Now, as far as what a lot of people think in terms of did he actually score, in my mind, and, they played it over and over again, from what I saw, the way I saw it, his knee was down, he was touched before the ball broke the plane. Now, if it was a play where he had scored, me as an individual, hey, I give props where props are due.
Right.
If he had scored and it was legit, then I'd be the first to tell you, hey, the Falcons lost the game.
Okay.
But with what I saw, his knee was down, he was touched, and the ball did not cross the goal line. So therefore, negating the touchdown and thus the 10-second runoff, Falcons won the game.
Exactly. Hey, Eric, I got your text here, man, and you saying, no, my fire alarm does not need a battery out here. Also, yes, call my cell phone and text my cell phone, and that way we can actually get again, that number 678-900-9840, and you can text or comment or whatever. And if I see it, I'll shout you out right here live on the Mic is Hot. But that was a controversial call, and if you guys want to see it, you can probably go back on YouTube. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube sometime later on, and the NFL is going to run it over and over again. But for that, I don't know, and that's pretty much all we got right here. I mean, just recapping the game. Anything else, Coach, you want to hit on? Anything in the ball game you saw that caught your eye that you might want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I would probably say the two things that caught my eye. Well, a couple of things. I did like, and I was kind of skittish about Sarkisian because I think I told you at the beginning of the year, anytime you bring in a new offensive coordinator, sometimes you can have a letdown. But what I'm seeing out of this game is I do see Sarkisian being creative with the offense.
Absolutely.
I think he's learning the players more and more to be able to run different plays and run plays that a lot of times even surprise us as fans and supporters.
Yes.
Because he's using so many different people.
Exactly.
And that's what's going to make Atlanta more dangerous down the road. They're not just using Julio. They're not just using Dante Freeman. They're throwing the ball to Sanu, to Hardy, to Gabriel, to Hooper. They're using Coleman at running back. Atlanta's going to be dangerous. And again, I see the defense is improving. In the past, we could have just gave the game up and would have said Detroit would have won it. But Atlanta is making that turn. The defense is standing up. They're playing better ball, and I can appreciate that. Other than that, offensive line needs more work.
Yeah.
Which offensive line always needs work regardless of what your team is, because this is something that you always have to keep working at. You got to keep working at it. So I would say continue to work that offensive line, keep Ryan protected so that he can make plays down the field.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And like I said, the Julio, we threw the ball to him. He threw 7 different receivers, and I think that's great when you throw the ball that many people. Julio being number one, and Gabriel looked really good in this ball game. I love the fact that the boys got speed, and we all knew that. And I think we can disguise Gabriel and Sanu within the offense and throwing. Team, it's just hard to stop. Of course, like I said earlier, that most of the time when a team throws 3 interception. Was it one for a touchdown? One for a touchdown. At least one for a touchdown.
One was a pick six.
Okay.
Yeah, it was running back for a touchdown.
And that's hard to, you can expect for that team probably to lose, but with the kind of talent that this team had, we went out and the defense didn't give up even though in the fourth quarter the ball went back and forth and all the way down to the 1 yard line. That was a big pickup from people remembering what happened last year in the Super Bowl,
Exactly.
and also deep in the fourth quarter, because this team, they were on the field for quite a while as well, and they hung in there and they did what they had to do. So Dan Quinn, my hat's off to you as Sarkisian. I agree with you what you said about the Sarkisian. He did a great job as offensive coordinator, making calls, because like I said, a lot of calls in the past. I would say I could figure out what the play going to be. But this time, I think he did a great job.
Now, let me say this, too, before the ending. One thing that does concern me offensively is that sometimes in the third quarter and sometimes even within the fourth quarter, we do seem to have those offensive, if you want to say, slowdowns or letdowns where we're not scoring the way that we scored in the first half.
Right.
That was a problem in the Super Bowl, which, again, kept the defense on the field a lot longer, which, again, caused us to have a loss.
Right.
Now, the same thing happened today, and it also happened even with Chicago. Really, all the games this year, I've seen a letdown with the offense in the third and fourth quarter.
Right.
And it's been off of big plays or somebody just making a play that we were able to get points. And I don't mean necessarily Bryant coming in kicking a field goal, but I'm talking about touchdowns.
Right.
Offensively speaking, I think Sarkisian needs to address that we cannot have letdowns offensively in the second half, especially when you talk about late third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, man. Well, Coach, we just have to wrap this thing up, and like I said, yourself, and like I said, I might have another broadcast later tonight, and I got a couple other people that said they're kind of tied up, and I can understand. I appreciate your call. talking with you, Coach. I called you, and you didn't call me, but I'm just saying. But I appreciate you taking the time out your day to talk with me. A lot of people are still watching games. The game's still on right now. That's why we're going to make it a short show and just kind of do a little bit of recap. And like I said, as we go on, we'll come back. But we're going to call with Coach throughout the season and kind of wrap things up a little bit more. Again, just want to remind everybody they can actually find the show on iTunes. Search The Mic is Hot on iTunes. Tune in, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Hold on a second, Coach. Somebody's texting me. Let me see if I'm getting a comment before I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, okay. What about you, Big Time? I mean, Arkansas Red, you're out there, man. Hey, I can't get you on the line right now. Just send me a text. If you want to say something, I can say it right now. I'm trying to close this show. And like I said, and it's kind of new for me as well because we, doing a live show like this, I'm on the board and I'm here. Of course, Coach Dawson is at his residence, and we're talking. But I'm working a board and trying to do everything, and I'm got a bunch of papers in front of me and all that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to monitor the phone. So if I kind of stumble a little bit, that means I'm trying to do two things at one time. But what I was gonna say again is that tune in iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And also, you probably catch me again later this year if you go back and look at some of our old episodes. This is the first year we're trying to do called play-by-play games. We did a live football game. 2 weeks ago. I think it was Forest Park versus South Atlanta. So I mean, don't scream at me. Don't you can give me some feedback. But like I said, this is my first show, and of course this was one show I did by myself. But we're gonna get better as the season go on. But the whole idea is we're trying to get the kids some coverage and make sure we can cover the ball games. Coach, I might get a chance to come down there and do one of your ball games live as well. Okay.
All right.
All right, folks, and it's been an awesome show. The mic has been hot, so we're getting ready to cool down the mic. And thank you guys for listening again. The mic is hot right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm DJ Thomas, is Coach Dawson on the other side, and we guys gonna catch you guys next time on The Mic is Hot. All right. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. And Coach, I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
And thank you as always.
All right.
Okay. Ah! Hey, I'm trying to get crunk.